Good day, everyone. This time, our topic is about curriculum implementation. As we all know, the next step after curriculum planning and curriculum designing is the implementation of the designed curriculum. So, the major role of the teachers is to implement the designed curriculum. So we have the recommended curriculum guide that can be downloaded in the internet through websites, and our task as teachers is to implement it. So the success of the learning depends on the implementation effort of the teachers. So what is curriculum implementation? So it refers to how the planned or officially designed course of study is translated by the teacher into syllabi, schemes of work, and lessons to be delivered to students. So it is the deliberation of the curriculum by the teacher. So curriculum implementation means putting into practice the written report that has been designed into syllabi, course of study, curricular guides, and subject. It is the process where the learners acquire the intended knowledge, skills, and attitudes for them to function effectively in the society. So, it is the application of the teacher into teaching learning process to the students. According to Ornstein and Hankins in 1998, defined curriculum implementation as the interaction between the curriculum that has been written and planned and the person who are in charge to deliver it. The effort and success of the implementation would lie on the hands of the teachers. So it means that the success of the implementation of the curriculum is lie on the hands of the teachers because they are the one who are in charge on implementing the designed curriculum. And according to Ornstein and Hankins, curriculum implementation implies the following: shift from what is current to a new or enhanced curriculum, or the transition of the curriculum. Next, change in knowledge, actions, attitudes of person involved, especially the learners. Change in behavior using new strategies and resources, no, utilizing the what is the applicable resources. Like for example, today we are utilizing ICT or information communication technology, no, technologies that can be used in teaching and learning. And change which requires efforts, hence goals should be achievable. So the goal should be smart, no, it should be uh, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. So next we have curriculum stakeholders. So first is the learners. So the learners at the core of the curriculum. Learners have more dynamic participation from the planning, designing, implementing, and evaluating. Whatever curriculum we plan, learners are not just mere recipients of the curriculum. They are actually involved in the implementation. The learners are the very reason a curriculum is developed, of course, because if there is no learner, there is no curriculum that should be developed. They are the ones who are directly influenced by it because we are the curriculum designed to address the needs of the learners. So, learners are also considered as the primary stakeholders of the curriculum. Learners is the direct beneficiary of the curriculum implementation. Upon them lie the success or failure of the curriculum, no, because we can determine if the curriculum implementation succeed or failed if we can see it through the learners if they have acquired the essential knowledge, skills, and attitude, no. So we can identify if we failed or we succeed on implementing the curriculum. So the role of students as stakeholders in curriculum implementation. So according to Heaney, I considered learner as the center of the educational process. Everything in the curriculum should revolve around his/her interests, needs, abilities, and capacities. No, so that is why the curriculum should align with the interests, needs, abilities, and capacities of our learners. So also according to Marian, in the selection of subject matter, the needs of the individual learner should receive proper emphasis. So it should be addressed. The course of study must be organized and changing natures and development needs within the cultural context of the learners. Next curriculum stakeholder are the teachers. So teachers as curriculum developers and implementers. Teachers are stakeholders who plan, design, teach, implement, and evaluate the curriculum. So the person who directly implements the curriculum is of course the teacher, in whose hands direction and guidance are provided for successful implementation. So as what we have mentioned earlier, no, that the success of the curriculum implementation lie upon the hands of the teachers, and prepares and implements the day-to-day activities in school. So the teacher is the implementers of the designed curriculum. So the role of the teachers as stakeholders in curriculum implementation. So we have teacher as a curriculum maker. He or she writes a curriculum daily through a lesson plan, a unit plan, or a yearly plan. The teacher addresses the goals, needs, interests of the learners by creating experiences from where the students can learn. The teacher designs, enriches, and modifies the curriculum to suit the learner's characteristics. So the teacher will make the curriculum suitable to the needs of the learners. Teacher as curriculum developer. Part of textbooks committees, faculty selection boards, school evaluation committee, or textbook writers themselves are the teachers, empowered to develop their own school curricula, and they become architect of the school curriculum. No, so the teachers can be able to develop the curriculum given by the higher authorities. No, if they want to improve the given curriculum, no, to make it more effective and make it more interesting to the students, so the teacher have the power to develop the curriculum. That's why they are considered as the curriculum developer. Next, we have the school leaders as curriculum stakeholders. So school leaders are curriculum managers. They are the curriculum managers. So the school leaders are the school heads, or like the principals, no, they are different school head in different schools or universities. So principal and school heads to have important roles in curriculum implementation process in schools. They should fully understand the need for change and the implementation process. So the school head or the principal should uh, understand the total needs, or what is the needs for change and the implementation process of the curriculum. They are the one who supervise curriculum implementation, select and recruit new teachers and admit students, procure equipments and materials needed for effective learning, especially in implementing the curriculum. Plan for improvements of school facilities and physical plants. So the role of school leaders as stakeholders in curriculum implementation. So the school administrators play an important role in shaping the school curriculum because they are the people who are responsible in formulating of the school vision, philosophy, mission, and objectives. So they are the one who is responsible on determining the school's vision, philosophy, mission, and objectives that in line with the needs of the community, especially on the students. They provide necessary leadership in evaluating teaching personnel and school program. Keeping records of curriculum and reporting learning outcomes are also managers' responsibility. So these are according to HINI. Next, we have parents as curriculum as stakeholders. So parents are significant school partners. Besides the students, teachers, and school administrators play an important role in curriculum implementation. Parents may not directly be involved in curriculum implementation, but of course, they are formidable partners for the success of any curriculum development endeavor. So the role of parents as stakeholders in curriculum implementation. So we have number one, effective parental involvement in school affairs may be linked to parent educational programs, which is central to high quality educational experiences of students. So that is why until now we are implementing the parent teachers association in order for the parents to get involved on the addressing the learners needs, no, especially in the implementation of curriculum. So number two, the parents involvement extends from the confine of the school to the homes. The parents become part of the environment of learning at home, no, because the learners of the students are not just limited at school but also at home. Third is, in most schools, the parent association is organized. This organization is provided by law, as we mentioned earlier, no, PTA or the Parent Teachers Association. The other curriculum stakeholder is the community as the curriculum resources and learning environment. So, according to the First Lady Hillary Clinton, it takes the whole village to educate the child, which means that the community have a big role on educating the children in the community, no. The community resemble as the resources and the learning environment of the children. So this is the role of the community members as stakeholders in the curriculum implementation. The success and the implementation of the curriculum requires resources. Of course, no, if we are lack of resources, we cannot be able to totally implement the curriculum. However, most often teachers complain that resources are very scarce or lack. There are no books, materials, nor facilities available. There are the usual complaints of the teachers. The community members and materials in the local community can very well substitute for what are needed to implement. So this is one of the role of the community members. No, they will help the school to provide the needed resources in order to implement this curriculum design. So next, a curriculum stakeholder is we have the government agencies, no? For example, the DepEd in basic education. So we have Commission on Higher Education for the higher education, no? As well as the TESDA. So we have different government agencies. So there are also the curriculum stakeholders. Local government units or LGU include the municipal government officials and barangay officials, and also the non-government agencies. So we have also a private institution or private organization who supports or who has a role in supporting to implement the curriculum. So next, we have the role of technology in delivering the curriculum. So the role of technology finds its place at the onset of curriculum implementation, namely at the stage of instructional planning. So each lesson should have a clear ideas of general specific goals, instructional objectives, content, activities, media, materials, assessment, and evaluation on how objectives have been achieved. In the choice of instructional media, technology comes into play. So, um, especially nowadays, no, the use of technologies in education is very relevant today. So the role of technology in curriculum will make its impact on the delivery for more effective, efficient, and humanizing teaching and learning. So we today we have different technologies, no, that can be useful in learning. For example, we are using now smartphones, laptops, and other learning technologies that help to implement the curriculum. So now we have instructional media in curriculum implementation. So what is instructional media? Instructional media may also be referred to as media technology or learning technology or simply technology. So these are technologies that can be useful in teaching learning process. Encompasses all the materials and physical means as instructor may be used to implement instructions and facilitate students' achievement of instructional objectives. So technologies play a crucial role in delivering instruction to learners. So the primary roles of educational technology in delivering the school curriculum's instructional program. So number one, upgrading the quality of teaching and learning in school. Number two, increasing the capability of the teacher to effectively inculcate learning and for students to gain mastery of lessons and courses. So, today, no, today we are because of the instructional technologies, no, because of technologies, the teaching and learning processes is easily done. Number three, broadening the delivery of education outside schools through non-traditional approaches to formal and informal learning, such as open universities and lifelong learning to adult learners. So, because of um, technologies, the teaching and learning, no, the education is not limited only to the school, but the students can now access different knowledge and information from the others. Number four, revolutionizing the use of technology to boost educational paradigm shifts that give importance to student-centered and holistic learning. So next we have levels of curriculum implementation. We have 4 levels. Number one, models for piloting. Number two, piloting and evaluation. Number three, collaborative or bottom-up piloting. And number four, piloting and innovation. So first, we have models for piloting. Piloting is a broad term which can be used in the context of both curriculum evaluation, although it occurs at a relatively early stage of the curriculum change process and curriculum. So the example of this is the feasibility study. No, it may be informal or highly structured evaluation exercises which analyze the proposals in great detail and seek the views of stakeholders in and beyond the education system. Feasibility studies are particularly important in determining the cost of effective curriculum design and implementation. Number two, we have piloting and evaluation. In recent decades, there has been a growing demand for empirical data to justify new curriculum prior to wide-scale implementation. The demand has arisen in part from the high financial cost of curriculum development and implementation. So, according to Lewis 6, he identified 3 phases of curriculum tryout. So each phase will adopt successively more formal evaluation methods in order to provide more reliable findings. So these are the three phases: laboratory tryout, pilot tryout, field tryout. So now we have the first phase of piloting and evaluation, so also known as the laboratory tryout. So the first phase may begin as formative evaluation very early in the curriculum development process in what is sometimes described as laboratory tryouts. Second phase is the pilot tryout. Pilot tryout may begin in school setting as soon as complete a preliminary version of a course is available. Curriculum development team members may take the role of the teachers. Third is the field tryout. When a revised version is completed based on the findings of the pilot tryout, field tryout may be conducted by teachers in their classrooms without the direct involvement of the development team. So, the the purpose of this piloting and evaluation is to know if the designed curriculum or the created curriculum is applicable for the needs of students. Is it addressing the needs of every individual, every students, no, on their um, intellectual needs, on their learning needs. So this is the purpose of the piloting and evaluation. Number three, we have collaborative or bottom-up piloting. When understood as collaborative or bottom-up process, piloting as a strategy for promoting curriculum innovation offers significant potential benefits at a number of levels. Ideally, the collaborative model of piloting will involve the participation of pupils, teachers, school principals, curriculum and subject specialists, and officials from local and central government. Number four, we have piloting and innovation. Piloting may be used as a tool for promoting innovation and curriculum change by directly utilizing the expertise of teachers and other practitioners and stakeholders. So after the implementation of the curriculum, so they will determine on which part or which area of the curriculum need to be improved or should have some innovations of it. So why are we now implementing 13 years of basic education? So the Philippines is the last country in Asia and one of the only 3 countries worldwide with a 10-year pre-university cycle, or Angola or Djibouti are the other two. So these are the other 2 countries. So a 13-year program is found to be the best period of learning under basic education. It is also the recognized standard for students and professionals globally. We are left behind by other countries when it comes to education, so it is true, no? So that is why since 2012, no, the our government is implementing the 13 years basic education. So that is what we call the K to 12 curriculum. So what has been done to get ready for K to 12 curriculum? Are we ready for K to 12 curriculum? So the answer is from school year 2011 to 2012, universal kindergarten implementation begins. So the kindergarten implementation begins throughout the country during this time. Next is from school year 2012-2013, enhanced curriculum for grade 1 to 7 implemented. In 2013, K-12 enacted into law, and 2014 curriculum for grades finished. So these are the answers that our country is really ready to implement the K-12 curriculum or K-12 program. So what are the things to consider of implementing the curriculum? First, the classrooms, teachers, textbooks, and curriculum. So DepEd has built 66,818 classrooms from 2010 to 2013. So, there are 33,608 classrooms completed and undergoing construction of DepEd is planning to establish 5,899 senior high schools nationwide. As of June 22, 2015, DepEd has issued provisional permits to 2,847 private schools set to offer senior high school in 2016. So when it comes in classrooms, no, so our country is really ready to um, to render the upcoming students because we have huge amount of classrooms that was built this time. Next is the teachers. So from 2010 to 2014, DepEd has filed 128,105 new teachers items. DepEd is targeting two kinds of teacher, those who will teach the core subjects or the major subjects and those who will teach the specialized subjects per track. Next is the textbooks. Learning materials are being produced for elementary to junior high. So this is also important no on considering the implementation of the curriculum because um, the teachers, especially the teachers, cannot be able to implement the curriculum if they don't have a proper or enough textbooks in the school. And also the curriculum. The K to 12 curriculum is standards and competence-based curriculum. It is inclusive and built around the needs of the learners and the community. The curriculum is done and is available on DepEd website. So this is the time that the curriculum is digitized online. So next, we have forces driving curriculum change. So these are the factors that can affect curriculum that will have impact why curriculum changes. So national imposition, no, the government imposition of the programs or the education. Local needs, no, it depends on the community or the local needs. Staff dissatisfaction, parental demands or the demands of the parents to their children's standards. They can be maintained in the view of challenges of new course and leadership, meaningful change and curriculum development. So that's all for my report. Thank you very much for listening and God bless.